unmute. And it will chat. Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm on. I got just one thing to do yet, which is I wanted to quickly pin something on the chat, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Which is unfortunate because well, I don't need this right here. Okay. We'll see if it messes anything up. Alright. At least then I can see it up there and up down here. Let's see. Do you want... It's good to do... Happy Sunday, Sophie. Do reading. If I can see what I'm writing. Now we do that to get on the list, and you'll see Melvin say something. So that's the key. To get on the list is to do exclamation point reading. So you write that down, do that, and I will get you on the list, and he'll pick from me the list then. So okay, see, Sophie, you're on the list. He just told you. So there you go. All right. I think it's relaying my chat, which is good. Okay. Oh, it's relaying my chat for some reason. As me. Okay. I have to fix that, like, right now. That's gonna be annoying. I don't know what's relaying my chat, so it's okay. I guess it's gonna do that in Twitch, which will be interesting, but that's okay. Alrighty. Yay, it works, see? Alright. So it works. I think I got the music on. And we're ready. Okay. I'll turn it back, actually. It's been a bit. Alright, thanks for waiting. Okay. So how you doing, Sophie? I think you're the only one on right now. So. Unless, oh, let me see. Maybe I messed something up on here. That's weird. Let's go back. Let's go to the channel. Oh, it's working. Okay. I think it was just... Let's see something quick. Sure, I don't have someone. Okay. That's working. Alright. Oh. Very sore and throbbing. Oh. Sorry to hear that. Sophie. Yeah. Well, I think too is like, is you start concentrating on your body, like the anxiety too, right? Sometimes. Okay. Well, it's always like a what is it? Like a seems like things we really want, really like sometimes really are delayed, So it's kind of easy to go within, but it'll work out for whatever, and whatever reason. Yeah. You have been considering why? Yeah. Just not. Just feeling, yeah, I could just be, it just happened, but yeah, there's always like, you always think, is there another meaning, to it, but patience is a virtue, yes. Well, I guess we'll just me and you are gonna go into this. Well, that's fine. When as people come in, or it might just be you and me, Sophie. Well, we'll see what happens. But people have things to do. We'll just today we're just gonna concentrate on what we've been carrying and that we don't need it to anymore. I've been well, just things on YouTube and stuff. It's interesting people that I authors and stuff that have been watching on YouTube. A guy that that his name's Mark. I think it's Mark Manson. Manson. I think it's Manson. I don't know. He I'm horrible with names sometimes, but he has a book, Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, and I always love that book. But he now has a podcast, so I've been going down that rabbit hole. So what I decided to what really has been speaking to me is just things that we carry and the stories we tell ourselves. So which can bring our own suffering in a way. So what you've been carrying that you don't need anymore, spirit guides and loved ones. So hello everyone. I wrote this. Welcome in. Take a moment to settle where you are and don't need to arrive perfectly. Just arrive. If it feels comfortable, we're just gonna let ourselves settle into the room and just settle our own physical bodies, our emotional bodies, and just try to, which will allow spirit to come closer to us and let us receive what we need tonight. So if it feels comfortable, just let your shoulders drop a little, unclench your jaw. Let your breath slow. Nothing's forced, just noticed. Now imagine settling something down beside you. A worry, a responsibility, an old expectation. Just for now. You don't have to let it go forever. Just don't carry it while we're here. Okay? Today's space is open for messages from spirit guides and loved ones. And it's not about fixing yourself. It's about noticing what you've been holding on to emotionally, mentally, or quietly that may no longer be yours to carry. So spirit often comes in gently, reminding us that some of our weight comes from old stories, old moments, things we learned to brace for. There's no pressure to ask the perfect question or any question. Sometimes the message just meets you even when you don't know what to ask. So bring your curiosity, your heart, or just your presence, and let's see who steps forward. We'll just allow that to happen. So, oh yeah, you know that book, Sophie? I've learned not to be affected by others' opinion. Yeah, it's something to yeah. It's what you put, the care you put into things, right? If you really care about something a lot, you gotta pick what you care about. There can only be so much you can care about, I guess that's mostly what the book was about. But it's the story you put with that feeling is what makes you gravitate and hold on to that feeling too, but just why, like, feeling it and allowing it to know that it's not happening right now. It was a part of something that happened before, you know, that you're holding on to. So yeah. Well, you should be proud, Sophie. Yeah. It's hard. And there's times where it comes and goes. I mean, nobody's perfect. It comes and goes, and you're gonna have those times, and that's okay too, right? All right. So we'll give you a reading, Sophie. See what happens, and then if nobody comes in, we'll still do an You're ready to move on. That's good. That's the thing, is, yeah. And just being present with now, right? Excited for what's to come, but yeah. Let's see, Sophie. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, throat release for you, Sophie. I feel like it's just a... Yeah, no. Yeah, I might moved you away from the people and plans. Yeah, it's for you to also to just concentrate on your own health and your own, instead of feeling the obligations with for other people. I feel like sometimes those things happen for us to realize that we need the care that we need, instead of sometimes agreeing to go and say agreeing to things that normally is taking away our energy, and we're, you know, we want to do these things for other people, and we want to, but being too much of a yes and not a no, and trying to do too much sometimes can, then our body ends up, you know, feeling it in our body in some way. So I feel like it's like stopping you in your tracks and making you realize that you're the one that needs to be listened to more so than the other people. So it's like, yeah. But yeah, the throat chakra, throat release is, yeah, speaking your truth. Yeah, you can still allow yourself, yeah, focus on others, but I think sometimes people, you know, we're doing things for other, like going to certain places or doing certain things for other people that normally, you know, we're just our whole, it's not like we have to have our whole mind in it, but also we're just kind of sometimes we're forcing it rather than, yeah. Yeah, you didn't want to stay where, yeah, see? Yeah. The injury at the front door, yeah. So it's like, it's like you forced yourself to be there, and then through that, it's like your body, yeah, your body's signaling. But the throat release, I feel like there is, I mean, that we always like think about releasing it through talking, but it could be also, but also it's just the things that journaling can help, and releasing a lot of the things that we're holding for ourselves, and telling ourselves inside, rather than, you know, we really would speak out loud, but that can release it as well. That's what I'm feeling for you, Sophie. It's more so that, just writing it down. And there was also yeah, there was a thing that they're reminding me about, and it's when you have something that had happened to you that's pretty, you know, you can also write it down from your perspective and then the person's perspective, not, you know, of what that way you, I mean, I feel like you do that in your own head already. Like, when we're already, a lot of, a narcissist isn't going to do this, but, or I don't want to use the narcissist word, but a person that doesn't really care isn't going to do this, but they, they're not going to think about the other person. Like, I feel like you've gone through and how you felt about, your brother and your mother, your foster mother, and you've thought of their, what they were probably perspective of the whole thing was, but it's doing that, but then also looking at it from a third person and looking at it that way. It's not to explain away things, really. It's more to, like, just take away the emotion to the story that we do, Hi, Melanie. Welcome. Yeah, you do that. It's very helpful. I think it's the third person really can help too, because I think we already do that. We always, that person's having a bad day, or I can see why they got upset when I did this. They probably took it this way. We already do that, but there's, like, that third person really can, when somebody's not invested, or really can help. I don't know. There's worth mentioning that. Did you say thrust? That's funny. It's okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I can't believe it's been 20 years. 20th anniversary has been way over 20 years. Yeah. Well, I was in high school, so yeah. I did some third person writing about myself the other day, which was amazing too, from the writing. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Let's see. So, Sophie. Yeah, and then it says become your own priority, Sophie. So, if I can get it. So, like, those pillars, it's like that is like the pillar of you is you. You're the first. You're like, if you're not holding yourself up, you're not going to be able to hold up anybody else. So I feel like it's yeah. Feel that, and then okay. And then a lot of what, especially, like, I've had a lot of issues with my knees and stuff, and I've learned that a lot of things that can happen, there's, like, theories, right? It's like grounding from the root. They talk about, like, a lot of issues with legs and stuff is because you're feeling like it can be, like, to deal with your family and your, well, you're growing, you're growing up family, your mom and dad and stuff. Like, it can be, like, a lot of that. So, have you been to, Melanie's asking, have you been to incarcerate? No, I have not. I have not been. But that sounds amazing. Sounds like tattooing and concerts, which is up to my alley. But I have been to a couple Korn concerts and Rob Zombie and what else? Oh, what's his name? Alice. Well, Alice. What's his name's Alice something. Alice Cooper. Okay, and then let me see. You said anything? Read property. Oh, it said ground from the root. That's what I was talking about the it's like the root chakra. They want you to ground more, like, I think it's just concentrating on that chakra a lot. Sophie. let's see. Employment or otherwise. I can see what they say. The property move 3 possible. Well, I do see when you, like, the main thing they showed me was boxes, so I do feel like there is a move happening. Are you thinking about in the next couple months? Was it delayed because of your ankle or the thought process of it? Because I feel like it's I like this. You asked about all these future stuff, and I feel like this is, it just says the precious present moment. I feel like they're just like, slow down, just handle on this, So I feel like they're just saying slow down. I've had a lot of boxes already. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. From the will. I don't know. I just felt like you're gonna. I don't know if it's gonna happen because of the will, but I feel like it is more so just that you're just gonna end up deciding to do it. There's gonna be a reason. Maybe it's just, is it they're downsizing that you need to do? Feeling like so. Yeah, I know, you're just curious. I think it's just like they're this. I feel like they just want, yeah. So it's time to shine. I feel like they just want you to just concentrate on yourself and shine for now. I feel like it's just like everything will come in its own time. You know what I mean? So yeah, money will come from somewhere. I'm not sensing anything from the will or anything. And only thing that they showed me was boxes. So I assumed that there's like, just because they showed me boxes and I felt like I was trying to, like, what does that mean? And it's like, they're just like indicating a couple months. So I felt like you've been getting that, right? So that's what I got there, Sophie. Thank you, was Melanie said. I feel like Korn would be a band that would play at Rock. Yeah, I'm sure they would. Oh, in Ohio. Okay, well, I'm in Florida, so I've never. I probably drove through Ohio once. I've only been once to see. Oh, okay. Bad Omens. I don't know if I've seen them. I traveled there from. Wow. Something I had never done before. A lot of the bands, I feel like these bands like really allow you to have those emotions that come out that you don't allow yourself, that you feel like for me, for instance, when I was the anger, like there's anger, there's the hurt, there's the understanding of you feeling like you feel understood and listened to, right? I mean, there's so much like that to it. What did you say, Sophie? Oh, I'm happy shining. Yeah. I have boxes to clear the garden and take to the tip. Oh, okay. So yeah. You're welcome, Sophie. Thank you. No, don't worry about it, Melanie. I always come back. Yeah, no worries. I go back and forth. I got I'm like, I dip in and out. I'm not that in trance, I've gotten used to going back and forth. So don't worry. Chevelle, Mushroom Head, etc. I love, yeah. No. It happens that way. It does. It's okay. I'm reading anybody that wants a reading, really. Yeah. So anybody. Yep. But yeah, when I was 1997, I was 18, and I just turned 18, and I could have saw the Korn concert, but I still was living under my parents' roof, so I couldn't go. But then I finally saw them, like, right after COVID. Finally saw them for the first time, and I was in the pit. I didn't, obviously, do anything, but, like, I got hit. I got too close. Got knocked down my butt. But it was amazing. But I saw Jonathan Davis when he was doing his solo stuff for a bit. So, hey Trinity. So yeah, Melanie, if you would like a reading, I'll give you a reading. Alice in Chains. No, I didn't see Alice in Chains, but I saw Alice Cooper. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, sadly. Yeah, not the true Alice in Chains, like a lot of those bands. Yeah, they're still around, but they're not the actual, singer anymore. Unfortunately, yeah, he was. Alice in Chains is amazing. I've never seen Pearl Jam or any of them, but there's the ones I'd like to see, but they're so expensive now. After COVID, it became so expensive to go to the concerts. Plus, it's concerts we can go. They're just so packed. It's like such a pain to get in. So anyway, hi Dawn. All right. So Melanie, you would like a reading? Yeah, it's just the money. I feel like recession's hitting, people are having trouble getting jobs, and I feel like there is. Well, you don't know you're in a recession until you're almost out, because they don't really want to say. But I feel like we are. Like things are. There's always signs, but I feel like it. It's like you guys both have the same kind of name. Yeah, I started thinking of Alice in Chains too. Yeah. That's why I was like, probably. I started like, as I was like, Alice, and no, it's Alice. I couldn't think of his name. Alice Cooper was cool. I think he opened up for Rob Zombie. That's why I saw him. But yeah, he's cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have been cool. Well, I feel like, for me, a lot of times when so what I do is I'm a medium. I read energy. I do spirit, talk to, your spirit guides, which could be, some people call them angels. Some people call them, just your guides. I feel like there's people, they're kind of the behind the scenes, not as much of a guardian angel sometimes, but like it's just your intuition, your higher self can be part of that too. Sometimes just my guides come out and explain, what's going on in your life, or things that you might need to hear. Sometimes it's just to give information around you so that you know that you're not alone. But love really never dies. So yes, it is an offer. That's what. No, there's no paying. This is all free, so no worries. And you never, if you ever feel it's no obligation. But you ever feel like you want to, there, I have my Ko-fi that you can donate. But there's, I do private one-on-ones. So these are mini readings. I do private one-on-ones, which are paid, but this is all free. I do this every Sunday and every Tuesday, and then every other Thursday. So you're a millionaire. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. You're supposed to. Hi Rachel, how you doing? Oh, you were due to see Freddie Mercury? I feel like this is important because I feel like these things that we do, music is important to a lot of our feelings and a lot of the way we feel, I feel like, and how we deal with these emotions too. I feel like, and also they tie to, I'm sorry, like people that we loved, at the time, like my dad passed away. So like, I think music my dad used to like, so don't mean it, but it's just like, it's fine. It's just like, you feel like that, and it's, it brings you back in, because it's all, I feel like, well, you never really feel like you're growing old, right? You just feel like you're the same age. Well, I do, but, but you do, feel those things. So yeah, all music is pretty good. Except I'm not a big country fan, so I'm gonna get nothing against country. Okay, here we go, Melanie. We're gonna go to Trust Your Vibes, Oracle cards, and okay. Yeah, music does connect you. It says trouble ahead. I feel like you are more apt to feel this way about things than look at the... I feel like you're always like anticipating the other shoe to drop, Melanie. Are you always like kind of feeling like, you know, it's things are feeling too good right now, or so it's like maybe not as much that, as I was saying that, it's not as much that, but you just feel like, you know, there's, you know, this, there's always that thought process that this could, things could get worse, or it's gonna possibly, and it's like, oh, that's nice. We don't have to too, but yeah, but thank you. I'm just happy to connect and feel that. Different, you're digging chats on different channels, and Pretty American Queen would have been, yeah, it would have been awesome. Bye, Sophie. Go get your food. Yeah, you gotta do that. Nice to see you, Sophie. And I saw you, Dawn, and hi, Rachel. I have a queue. Well, it's just us, but if you want to put, if it starts getting kind of too many people, we can always put the thing, exclamation point reading, and we can, you know, I got that going, which is pretty cool. So you just do this. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Yeah. He is resting in paradise, wherever he is. Bye, Sophie. Okay, so, yeah, exactly. So I think you're replying to this card. I know chat's off, like, by, you know, it's, so if I'm already replying to something past, I'm used to doing that, and then I'll go back to, it's, might seem chaotic, but I've got it. Got it down. So trouble ahead. Yeah, exactly that. So I feel like it's trying not to anticipate that, just being, well, same thing with Sophie, like being in the present. It's easier said than done, but it's like letting go of it's realizing your mind is just trying to figure things out and to protect you, really, because it's trying to survive in this world, and it's not really, sometimes it's not helpful. It can cause a lot of anxiety, and I feel like unnecessary suffering for yourself. And when I say suffering, it's like, I don't mean like, it's that sounds like a very weighted word, but that's not what it's more of just the emotions that come sometimes can feel, not heavy, and sometimes they are, you know what I mean? Like, it's just any type of yeah. But it's knowing that when you start going down those what ifs and rabbit hole down, you know, I mean, the bad type of rabbit holes, of future rabbit holes of what possibly can happen if it rains tomorrow and I want to go here, what am I going to do? It's like, well, just wait. You know, maybe you're not, you know, maybe it won't rain. Why don't you figure it out then? You don't need to figure it out now, you know, when you're sitting with your cat or dog, your spouse, right? But yeah, maybe he's just going wild in a way. Yes, I feel like it is good that they do. I feel like too, like my dad, before he was, because he knew he was, you know, he had cancer. Before he was gonna pass away, he was talking about being in heaven. This is, I find this very endearing. But like, I find this very, I don't know, it's funny to me, because he was a protector, and he was a buff guy, and he was a protector, and he said to me, "You don't want to up there. Is anybody you want me to punch for you?" I was thinking to myself, I was like, no, I can't think of anybody. I was like, well, yeah, God, because it's taking you away from me. But it was just kind of interesting, you know, you think of like heaven. My dad's going to heaven. He's saying, I'm going to heaven. Anybody you want to punch for you? Which is pretty funny. Anyway, like, you know, they're in heaven. I don't know. Like, I don't know, it's just funny. Anyway, because I am sure we can stress our guides sometimes, yeah, future rabbit holes. Yeah. And it's so deep in rabbit holes. Yeah, and I feel like it's also the rabbit holes, yeah, if you started meditating and doing other things that can help and then get you out of like knowing that whatever is going on in your head, right, isn't happening right now. So it's like, I think that's what meditation really helps you understand. These are just thoughts that are happening more so than, yeah. And I don't usually talk about stuff like this. That was because Melanie's been so sherry. I'm like, yay, Melanie. I don't know you, but sure. Like, I feel very connected to Melanie. I'm sharing that energy, I think. Please continue. I love hearing it. It's funny, I don't usually talk much about this stuff, but anyway, it's funny. So yeah. But the meditation can help. But I think just even if it's for 10 minutes, we always say we don't have enough time. So, do you have it makes me feel like you have a male and a female in spirit that like a female friend more so, and like a father figure. It might be a grandpa. Yeah, it does not sound too sincere. Well, because you said he laughed out loud. Yeah, like, yeah, it's funny. That's funny. I believe it. All right. So I feel like too, like, do what you love, and there's things that I feel like you have been trying to do and trying not to, like, because you've been told to. So it's like you've been, and it's not served you well. That's what I'm feeling. So I feel like they're telling you do what you love, and you know what you want to do, and through that, that's going to actually be more beneficial to you, Melanie. So, I feel like you've been like, well, I'm expected to do this, so I'm going to do this, and then it just did not work out. So, and I feel like it's just whatever's, and you're late. Okay. I did feel like it is one of your gifts. Yeah, do what you love. Yeah, I do feel like it was a friend. Spend the time with her grandma. Okay. Francis is what Jessica would call her. Okay. And I felt a male, which felt like a father figure. But, grandpas can feel like that. But, like, so this female really was, did she pass away when she was in her, like, did she pass away, like when her 40s? Makes me feel like one grandparent was the maternal. Okay. Well, go with so with the father figure, it could, I just feel him. I don't know if it's more of just I don't want to just say, well, maybe he's a guide, but I do feel like there is a relation, there's a connection there from. Is there a neighbor or something? Do you have the way where you work? Is it something about working? Because I feel like they're, even though you're not blood or it's relation, maybe it's somebody that you looked up to that you helped take. Oh, yeah, you have a different time releasing expectation. Oh, yeah. Okay, because when I was thinking 40, it's weird, like, when I'm going with ages, like, I was thinking, you could tell I was, like, hedging, because I said in her 40s, because, like, as I was saying that, she was showing me, like late 30s, but then I was like, well, I feel like, yeah, so 40, close to it, so, so it was, I feel like it was unexpected. It feels like it wasn't like she had an illness. I feel like it was more of like was it more of a sadness? So well, I feel sadness, but I'm not saying that's how she passed away. Okay. Actually, I felt a male figure. Okay. I've been guided a lot of messages that have mentioned this. Okay. Yeah, it's something maybe you would even feel if you go into meditation, if you were asked who, you know, maybe you'll he'll come, maybe it is a guide. It does feel like there is somebody, but that's why it felt like it was a mentor, so it might be just to be a guide, but it felt like, you know, somebody that, then it felt like it was like maybe a neighbor, but then sometimes that is that way because they are like close in proximity to you, like a neighbor would be. They're always kind of there, you know, like a place was, so I can kind of feel it might be my dad's. Okay. Yeah, they can still, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I did feel like there was, so for okay, just your dad's dad, but I don't know, I've never met. I just found out his name last year. Was it I don't know why George came up. I don't know, like a G name, is it just Giuseppe? Why would Giuseppe? Okay. Yeah, no, it's just maybe in my mind. But with Jessica, yeah, it was like the whole, like it was a very like emotion, a lot of sadness there, and then yeah. So I feel like she was trying to do other things though. I feel it was an accident. I don't feel like she really meant to. The feeling was there, but I don't feel like it was like a true feeling, you know? Oh, Joseph. Okay. What's Giuseppe for some reason? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, I feel like there's like, did she like drawing like with markers? There's like markers. I'm seeing like, it seems like really bright though, like type of, like, I'm seeing like angles, like a Picasso type painting would be, I feel like she was really kind of like not in her head too. I feel like there was a lot of like dizzying, well, yeah, I mean, you said the bipolar, but it does feel like I'm feeling like I felt kind of dizzy at that point. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was not intentional, but it was, but I do feel like there was like a lot of, yeah, self-medicating. That's what it was. And then I knew it wasn't like, knew it was an accident. It made me feel like, yeah, she died for not from like car or anything. It was, yeah, that's it. Um, but it wasn't like she was, you know, it wasn't the type of medic. It was stuff that she was. It was just too much of it, and yeah. So okay, neon colors. Okay, yeah, because that's what I'm seeing. Like, you know, like the like how, and I had goosebumps, but it was like a yeah, like the big the lines. It's just she's showing me like very definite lines with the bright colors. Yeah. And you see like it reminds me of like she's showing me like a Picasso, like a very like the lines of the Picasso are very, you know, I'm not seeing, it's a, I know what picture it is, but it's more of like the lines are very defined. So no, no, it's fine. It doesn't, it doesn't get flagged. I just sometimes don't like saying it. I don't know, I think it's, I mean, we talk about suicide and things on here, but I just sometimes, I don't know, it's just, I think it's because of what I've, you know, people on, but it's fine. I've said it before, but sometimes, like I didn't feel like it was the type of drugs that like are like the more, it seemed like a lot of different ones. So yeah, so don't worry about it. When I said the D word, I was like, you know what I'm saying? You can, okay. When you said the D word, I'm like, you said what? I'm like, oh, you meant, like, I was thinking of different, like, you didn't say that, did you? Like, anyway, that's where my mind, like, I'm thinking of something else. I feel like that was more of like, I do feel like there was just an excitement of, I feel like, I'm not sure if it was with her, but I just know the relationship that you guys had, there was an excitement there of just, of you being, a face image that you, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, seeing, feeling, yeah, that's exactly right. The Picasso thing. But that's the type of thing she would do. But I felt the first thing that came out was markers, and I saw like a couldn't really tell you the color, but I knew it was like primary, like like bright, like I said. But the feeling I feel like with you guys is a lot of excitement and with each other. I'm not sure if it was just, I feel like you pin that more on her, but I feel like there is like this feeling of that. Yeah, you can, Trey. She's not feeling that. Yeah, she's always with you. Yeah, she's not. But I feel like there is I'm going to tell you this message that she was saying. It was like, I feel like a lot of what she tried to do was hold things down about who she is and like try to not be who she was. And I think that's the message of what she's coming through with right now, Melanie, is just that is, she's not saying that's what caught that thought process and pushing things down, and then it really did like eat up at her, and then she started trying to fix it in some other way and not feeling, it's just this internal noise that started happening. I feel like there is just her just wanting to say, you just be who you are and not worry about, F everybody else, type things. Like, stay true to who you are and try to, that conditioning, all that happened, is trying to weed through that and know, go into yourself. So. So I'm going to leave her love with you, but I do feel like she wants to show me, there's like, show me like a jump rope for some reason. So, as a present from Spirit. So I'm going to leave you with that, Melanie. You said I had to talk to her. That was to Jessica. I knew that was to Jessica. Yeah, just clear it out. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I figured that's what you were saying. I knew what you were saying there. Saying sorry, Jessica. Yeah, and she knows. Yeah, she knows that, and she's with you. Yeah. So I don't know if the jump rope was something that you've seen recently, or if that's something, sometimes the present can be something that's around you now that you whatever, or if it's something that a memory. Oh yeah, there's a situation that was just, I feel like it's just, I think there was a lot of things that were going on though at that time, Melanie, and it was, knowing that, not putting too much stock into that last year, because obviously she was going through a lot and was in her own head. So I feel like it's like, when somebody's sick with an illness or something, not concentrating on what they look like and what happened right before they passed away. It's like knowing that there was things happening that you didn't really understand at the time, but yeah. Yeah. Well, she feels that way too. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's just like just keep on. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, maybe it's something. It just felt like a. It was just a jump rope. It looked like a jump rope to me. I didn't see anybody jumping with it, but it looked like a jump rope. But unless it's a type of necklace that is like a rope necklace, but it's, I mean, it looked like a jump rope. But because it wasn't together, it was like apart, so I assumed it was a jump rope the way it was. Yeah, yeah, it's hard, you know, can be in your own head sometimes. I know you're still friends. I know what you mean. All right, Melanie, thank you for coming, and you're welcome to come again some other time too. Hope to see you again soon. But you could stay. I'm not saying you have to leave. But I'm just saying. I'm gonna let Jessica's love stay with you, and maybe next time you're on, we can go in depth with, you know, if that man or the guide or whatever comes through, we can do that, or whatever else comes through. So she is. I do feel like she is. I knew exactly. Like, she came through very strongly, so she is around you a lot. So I feel like she just wants. I do feel like you keep her memory alive in a lot of ways too, more so than even her family does. You know, you said you talked to her grandmother, but you're welcome, Melanie. Thank you. Okay, hi Trinity. You have any messages from your guides? Okay. And Dawn's here too, if Dawn's still here, and I'll go to Dawn after that. Or Rachel too. Rachel, if you're still here, let me know. Okay. So, oh, thank you, Melanie. No, don't worry about your language. It is a nice word, yes. Well, I appreciate you too. Thank you for coming and bringing great energy into the live. I appreciate it. It's nice. Hi, Yvonne. No worries. Okay, Dawn, I'm going to go to Trinity, and I'll go to Dawn, and then Yvonne, if you are still here, we'll go to you. And then, yeah. Okay? I have the queue going, but there's only a small amount of us. Like, if I were to go, whatever, I think Facebook, it'll, like, say something now, right? Or, yeah. It just picks somebody. I don't know who it picked. I have to, like, make it bigger. I have the Melvin guy, the Raven Melvin talks now, so I got him working. All right, Trinity. What did you say, Melvin? We keep her memory alive. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's okay. It's my. I'm gonna move on to Trinity, and if you want to write stuff, go ahead. I'll just know I'm not ignoring you. I will read them when I'm done with Trinity's message. It's okay to write. Don't worry about it. I'm used to it. It's okay. No worries. Okay, Trinity, we're gonna go to your guides, and I feel like it made me feel you have a male. There's a male around you, too. Like, there was, like, I saw that, you know, I don't usually remember, but sometimes I do, like, but I remember you had asked about your guide that was kind of like in the forest, and I feel like she was kind of like, she kind of was there for a second, but then I saw her step aside, and it felt like more of a male, and, feel like there's something about this male. There's this male though that I don't just go into the energy of it. It was he's more of makes me feel like affairs of the heart, not like trying to do you feel like sometimes you kind of when you want to get in a relationship, you kind of it takes a bit to be vulnerable. It makes me feel like he's trying to like that. Seem to have a lot of male guides. But I feel like this is more of an affair of the heart. Like he wants like the heart chakra like opening up and being more in tune to your feelings and your needs, you know, with other people. Like is this something that you've been I mean, yeah. Working on. Yes, my crush art. You want to connect with? I was gonna say he seems very, like I was gonna call him like a female, male Aphrodite. But he seemed. I mean, when I was saying before, it's like he seems very I mean, he's very handsome. If you're in, I mean, everybody's got their preferences, but I feel like he's a very handsome man, and he did seem very green to me, but I feel like that's not his I mean, it's just what he's presenting. Like he's like I think you really wanted me to know is like affairs of the heart. Like it says, guidance is available to me now. I know that angels, ancestors, and spirit guides are always at hand. I do not walk alone. That's what I pulled up. That's a card I got. Yeah, he is very it's got pecs, and yeah, I mean I'm not sure if I'm not saying yet, but I usually don't see I do see my guides. I don't know what they really I can feel them, but I don't I'm not sure if the reason why I'm seeing him this way is because you see him this way and this is the way you feel about him. I'm not sure if I understand how this, because there's always theories about guides and how there's some people say they have names and some say they don't, and then it all depends, because I think it all depends on the person and what they need, because some people do need a name, they need a face, some people don't, and not saying one is better than the other. Muscular, yes. But I feel like it helps in a way for you to ground and to connect with them. It's not, because obviously they're not in a physical body. We're all connected, we're all one, and we feel each other's energy and different frequencies of what we're at, where we're at. So I feel like, it's him having, so it's just there, he's there. That image is more to help you to understand, to feel those emotions, and to get more in tune with that. It's like are you more of a person that needs, you have a, I'm a Pisces, so I have a good imagination, but you good way of daydreaming and getting into your mind and feeling like that. So I feel like it helps. But this whole guidance is available now. I know that angels, ancestors, and spirit guides are always at hand. I do not walk alone. So I feel like it's him saying, yes, this is me. I'm here. I feel like it's more to open up your heart and to feel that connection of not just the vulnerability, but also the step aside from worrying. I think there's a lot we can put into the state of a mate and who we have. Is does it, he just wants to love for the sake of loving someone, not because of, and I'm not saying that you do this, but a lot of people, you know, have more weight to it. Like, what can they do for me? What can I feel like he's just like, this is love, and this is all that you need. And everything else is just icing on the cake if it comes out that way. And I feel like it's, you know, a lot of, it's like understanding that, like anything else that is like through love, there is so much more strength and understanding. And this is what he's saying, just that can, no matter if, you know, some people won't even talk to other people unless they have a good job or in a certain standing, right? And they won't even go on a date with that person. So I feel like it's not, he's the what he holds is more something more that is not anything of this world, of those conditions. It's this pure love, this connection of just two humans, just because they find each other attractive and are just love each other. You know, it's like, you know, I mean, yeah, the unconditional love. Yeah. But it's like he's the one to kind of guide you and go, you know, it's like that intuition in the back of your head, that, you know, that conditioning that can happen sometimes when you're like, but he does that, you know, but does it matter? You know, like, does that really, in the whole grand scheme of things, matter if it's really love? You know, if he treats you, you know, there's always, it's more complicated here. So I feel like it's like just going back to that root, and feeling. I feel like it's also just being able to feel that within yourself without another person, because sometimes, you know, a lot of the other person can bring in all that with it. So it's not even trying to find a person like that. It's just knowing that that person is in you, that unconditional love, more so than, you know, you never really truly going to find that here. You know, I mean, there is more so than others, but yeah. Well, I feel like there is like a lot of meditations that, you know, you can meet with your spirit guides. There's one where you go into a, you know, you don't always have to go through like a courtyard or whatever, but it's like you set the intention that you're going to meet a spirit guide, and yeah, sometimes he might show up, sometimes he might not, but you go in and you center yourself, you relax all your parts of your body, and then as you're it's better to sit, and then as you are doing this, you imagine yourself going like a courtyard, and you see a bench. You see that bench like far away from, like down, you know, on the other side of the courtyard, next to this old castle, right? And you go, and you're like, and you start walking towards that bench. That's where you're going to meet your spirit guide, right? So you go and meet your spirit guide. You're going to go sit down at that bench, and you walk slowly, and you're thinking about all the things that you're going to talk to your spirit guide about. You sit at the bench. You center yourself on the bench. You're looking at the view, and then all of a sudden you look to your side, and you might not see him. You might feel him or her, but then you'll actually see your guide, right? Or feel him or her, and then you just are able then to talk to them. If maybe not even talking, as soon as you're asking a question, it's going to be answered in your head. You know, it's so fast. But then you can then do it that way, and then you know, he'll give you a present, and then you know, that's that sort of thing. There's meditations like that. I've, you know, done them. They're can get very intense and very emotional, and they're crying, and you do feel like they are like right there. I mean, so even though your crush isn't a spirit guide, this Ari is not okay. Your crush Ari, yeah. But I meant like the spirit guide that is kind of representing that love that you have for your crushes. I mean, you could talk to this person, like telepathy. Yeah, like telepathy. That's what you do with the spirit guide. But if the crush that you have, yeah, I mean the crush. See, I feel like I felt like this man was more of like maybe he's holding that spirit guide is holding more of what you're feeling, and he's a lot, but you can do like lucid dreaming and stuff like that, where you do kind of have set the intentions, stuff like that, but it can help build yourself away from fear too. Like if you wanted to talk to this person and you feel the fear of not wanting to go up to them, it might be better, I mean, if it's not possible, it's not possible, but you can just crush but there's always daydreaming. Yeah. I do feel like there is, to talk, you can talk to your guides that way though. But that was more of the talking to the guides, not your, yeah. Yeah. There is the lucid dreaming. So yeah, if you wanted to like, because even when people pass away and you can't give that, there's never a way to like really resolve something. You can do it, there's a way of like reframing it and retelling the story of how you might releasing it in a way by telling it to them. Yeah. Or if they're still alive, cutting cords and writing down a note, type thing, and burning it, without having to like do that. But I think it's also that guide is there to like try to entice you to like try to do that. I don't know who Ari is, but it makes me feel like, any type of crush, if it's unattainable, it's more of like, if he's, I don't know who Ari is, but I feel like if he's like an actor or something, I mean, you can go at it, but I mean, like, but if it's something that you can't really, I mean, it's like, why are you concentrating on somebody that's so unattainable? It's like, lucid dreaming is fun. Also, astral projection and just protecting yourself and stuff. All that I need is coming to me in ways I could never have imagined. So I feel like, the things that you're wanting and feeling, you do feel like there is more of a abundance of things that are like, I don't know, like I feel like plus columns happening, like in more in the negative. Super fun. Astral projections, fun. Astral. Yeah, I just feel like there's that feeling of wanting to go. Yeah. And I feel like this is, going on with I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment, and set myself free. I was just talking about that cord thing. The cord cutting thing. Imagery. That can work too. So. I'll leave his, the guides loves with you, and thank you, Trinity, for coming. It's all like, oh my god. And Dawn, resent you. No, I felt like it was more of like, Trinity, I felt like it was more of, well, I was just talking about the cord cutting and the and stuff like that. My birthday's March 20th, actually. Yeah. March 20th. 1979. Yeah. I don't mind you asking. No. I was born at 2:27 in the morning. Alright, Don. Yeah, Trinity, I don't feel like he resents you. I feel like it's more of a... More so like what I was talking about is the cord cutting and the when you know, and they were just reiterating that the being able to take something that you can't do, you know, like that, and release those emotions in a way. So there you go. You were close. 1993. Oh, okay. 2:16 p.m. You're nicer to your mother than I was. Although, yeah. I was like, nope, coming out in the morning, 2:27. All right, Dawn. You're welcome, Trini. No problem. I don't like. So your November would be well, my son's a Scorpio. Is that still a Scorpio, or is that a Sagittarius? I can't remember when Sagittarius starts. Soon. Oh, your planned C-section. Oh, see, that's why it was a good time. Yeah, I just surprised my mom. Okay, Scorpio. Yeah, 8th house. All right. Wow. That's why you like music. My son's a Scorpio. He likes music a lot. All right. Dawn. 20th is the cusp. Yes, I am on the cusp. My daughter is September 23rd, which is interesting. So I am the first of spring, and my daughter is the first of fall. Aries rising. Okay, and I'm a Sagittarius moon, I think. Or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, so it's interesting. We're like, me and my daughter on, like, both on the edge like that. My son, well, so one of my sons is Scorpio, and my other son is a Sagittarius. So, oh, you have a Sagittarius. Okay. So, so yeah, Sagittarius too. Cool. All right, Dawn. Thanks for waiting, Dawn. Let's see what we got. Oh, I feel like there is good things about it, yeah. Dawn says power. I feel like there's like a feeling. There's a when I read that, it was more of like of your words. There's a lot to do with your words that do have more power to them than you think. So a lot of things that you tell yourself or things that you say to other people do hold a lot more weight than you think they do. I feel like it's you know, people in spirit saying, you know, like a lot of you are more powerful than you feel. I feel like this is your I feel like this is like, it felt like more of your mom, but then it felt like your dad as well, because it felt like your dad would have been more apt to say that to you, like you are, like, or feel, he knows that there's something about, like, there's more, I don't want to say it's more of a fierceness in you than you really realize, Dawn. when I say fierce, it's not like a negative. It's like you are like, it's this fire inside you that does come out that you don't really allow yourself. It's not like you really understand it or feel it or allow yourself to feel it. I feel like there's a lot to do more so about it. You know, when you were younger, you didn't hold it down as much. I feel like there's more of like holding it back and worry that you're. I think there's a need to get back to like allowing yourself to just have it come out, feel the power and say something. It's not like there's anything like that you're trying to prevent or anything, but I think it is like speaking your truth more so, Dawn. I feel like there's things that you say to yourself that you're like, well, it doesn't matter, or, you know, stuff like that. I feel like that's what, so it's more of like speaking your truth about it. Yeah, integration, I feel like it is a lot to do with something that you've been holding back about yourself. It's got to be brought forward into your who you are now. It's like you're not allowing. I feel like you do feel off when this happens. So I feel like it's bringing it to the forefront and allowing it. It's not allowing the pendulum to swing all the way to the other side. It's bringing it in the middle, and allowing yourself to just be yourself. Not saying you're not yourself, but there is parts of you that you hold down because you feel like it might hurt other people. But it's not like you would never allow that to happen. I feel like it's allowing those things to come up and speak their truth more so than if you hold them in too long, then what's going to happen is they're going to bubble up, and then the pendulum's going to swing too far to the other side. It's like not wanting that lava to come out and to destroy. You want it to come out in a controlled manner so that it, you know, it will be seen. Otherwise, at times there's going to be, you know, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but that's what I'm feeling is the integration is important, and just embracing that part of yourself. It's like really embracing that part of yourself too. I feel like it's something you felt, and you were very more fiery as a child. Like we all are, but like until you're told, hey, don't do that. But it's like understanding that that's part of you that needs to come out and speak up for yourself and your own well-being and things. And it's like speaking up for yourself and letting people know, you know. I mean, you could say, is it really worth it? But I mean, it all depends, because eventually things will bubble up. Yeah, I feel like that's what they're saying. So you have no idea. Okay. But I do feel like things will do bubble up, and it is going to cause issues. I feel like it's just something you're not talking about or doing, and it's, you know, putting up a like more so to protect yourself. You're putting up more of a mask. You're resonating hard with this, Melanie. Yeah. Yeah, don't put up a mask. Yeah, maybe that's more for Melanie. Yeah. You just want, I mean, especially if you're like not, there's something not clicking and you can feel it, but it's not like you have to like put a, it's like what we were saying earlier, just don't put a story to it of why it's happening. Just know that there's something more there, that you need to like just be true to yourself. It's just a feeling. It's not like, you know, yeah. So I don't know, I felt it was for Dawn, but yeah, I mean, we do. Yeah, you do have soul connections here that help others, but you can't help people who won't accept your help. Very true. Yeah. And I feel like there's no helping them. I mean, they have to have the awareness themselves. I do feel like it's just sometimes it's not, it's telling yourself that too it's like knowing that you feel that and know that it's like there's something about that being left. Oh, no worries. No worries, Melanie. It's okay. You're okay. I felt it was part of, they do give like double messages to people that are watching too, like, so that's why I might like collective, but I felt like it was more so just like something that, a feeling that Dawn has inside that is just not really coming in, but it is also that feeling of, you having a rein on it because you are saying, well, there is like these soul connections and you can't help these other people, but there is like a part of you that I feel like there is that it, that's something that is like stifling that part that wants to come out sometimes, but you'll know when I say she wants to come out, and you can integrate into it, whatever situation happens, but it's I guess it's just more of an awareness that it's there, which is kind of what you're saying, Dawn. You're like, we have these soul connections, they're here to help us, but you can't help it. It won't help accept your help. It's like that's part of the main like cover over that feeling of wanting to like say something, which yeah, something we all need guidance with. Yeah, it's true. Yvonne, yeah, and I feel like because of the blocking and the and that it can have hard time with that knowing that is bubbling underneath the surface, because now she can't like say her truth. I feel like that's just what they're kind of indicating. So when that you do feel like it bubbling and not allowing it, when you'll know when it's the proper time to bring her forth is what I'm saying. So hi, Tanny. That's the, yeah, but then again, not fully there that they are there because they are fallacy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it's okay, Tanya. No worries. I don't know what time it is. Oh, you're nobody's late. We're all here, still here. So give me a message, Dawn. So. Yeah, it is hard to place. Yeah. I feel like that's what it is. I feel like it's just coming home. Yeah, I feel like it's just being true to yourself. And I feel like if you're, they just want it. I feel like that's just what they're trying to say, is just being true to yourself. And I feel like there's parts of us that we know are there. It's like just not discrediting them or making them those feelings. I say parts of us, they're feelings. It's like feelings that we have that, not discrediting them or, well, don't worry about it. It's like, yeah, you do feel that way, but, it's not the right time. And, it's like putting out, fires. Sometimes I go live for 2 hours. Yeah, I'll be live again at, 6 too. So yeah. Yeah, Dawn. Yeah, that's a sad thing about this, but I feel like it's just the lessons they gotta learn. Like if they don't learn that to like try to compromise or understand other perspectives, then that's when, you know, those relationships kind of fall apart. Well, they fall apart. So it's just what needs to happen now. It's just knowing that you did what you could, you know, at the time, right? I feel like it's just, and I feel like it's just knowing that your own state of mind is what's more important, and just staying, you know, when I say bliss, it's like just understanding, like, yeah, and I feel like you have that. You have that, that framed where it's like, well, it's not something that's mine to take or change, you know. Yes, it is very hard to pull it into a full coherent. Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah, it is really hard. No, it is. It's a feeling, but it's like I feel like you, through the words, it's more of a feeling that you can feel too, in a way, without even having to like explain it. Sometimes it's not, things aren't explainable, right? So you're just more felt. Try our best to explain. All right. Okay, Dawn. That's all what I felt for you. I just, yeah, I feel like it's just, I feel like it's just time for you, but it's, you know, what that feeling is just more of just understanding she's there, and that there was something that feeling couldn't do. It couldn't do anything. So it's just feeling it without having to do it too. You feel it. I know. I know. Yeah. You're welcome. This is, yeah. There's a lot of us out there that feel like this. The Pisces. It's like, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I watch myself, I'm like, I thought I said more than I said, but... Say the same thing all the time, yeah. It's funny. Well, thank you, Dawn, for coming. I'll leave their love with you. I feel like it's more of a... God bless you too, Dawn. That's funny. Big fuck, yes. What's a belly? You're funny. Alright, yeah. Yeah, I know. I like look back on my lives, I'm like, I thought I said a lot more then, but it makes sense. Yeah, I gotta start like not thinking it in my head and trying to voice it out loud more, but it's hard to do sometimes. It is the best word. It can be, yes. It's very versatile. Very true. Hey Yvonne, how was your sister, if you don't mind me asking? I was thinking about her the other day. I'll give you a reading, Yvonne, and then I don't know who else is on. I think Yvonne and Tanya, if you want a reading, you can be the last one. And then I'll sign off, and then I'll be back on YouTube and Twitch and TikTok at 6 o'clock p.m., which is 11 o'clock p.m. UK time, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Oh, good. No more bleeding, thankfully. Good. Good. Is she set, though, to get an MRI or something? and Tanya, I didn't notice until, did you go on my Ko-fi? And that was, I think that was you. Thank you for doing that. I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh, thank you. So, yes, that was very nice of you. Thank you. You did. I think that was you. Thank you. All right. So Yvonne, and she's waiting to get an appointment. I feel like she's gonna get it checked, but I feel like there's like a little something in there that just needs to be removed. But that's how I feel. I feel like that I mentioned that last time. I don't know why it just feels like there's something there. That was very nice of you, Tanya. That was unexpected. I was like a couple days later, I was like, oh, thank you. That's very sweet. She sees, oh, okay, Yvonne says she sees a consult in April, but wants to see them before that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking she should. But you would think they would. Well, the UK is weird about their healthcare, right? You know. Anyway. So Yvonne, this fate versus destiny, have you been like thinking a lot about those two things? Like what is actually fate and what's destined to happen? Is this really like going into it? Yeah, I wouldn't want, yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't want to say anything. I feel like she's already in her head about it. And you don't want to, yeah, well, you know, the Reiki is like also, sometimes it can be beneficial, but sometimes it's not, you know, to mention, you know, you gotta like, especially if she's then gonna center on it and, you know, can make it worse. And our own minds create more than, yeah. But this fate versus destiny, have you been thinking a lot about that? Do you like, I feel like that's like does make you, yeah, like you've been kind of contemplating the different, yeah. And I feel like there's like, well, like what they want to say is there's things predetermined, like there's certain things predetermined, but you have free will. So this like, it's like there's, you know, which can be confusing. So, and I'm not one to like say for sure that's what they said. I'm not, you know, me personally, I don't really know, but that's what I mean, I know what they say, but, you know, not doubting it, but it's just like, you know, sometimes you were like, is it? You know, like, I think it is. Yeah, that is. And what is really, I mean, like, I think free will, what is really free will, right? I'm like, we have some, like, not really truly, but that's what I think us as humans, we really try to overanalyze the things, but it's like a combination. It's more of like, more to it than we really can really comprehend. So it's, but yeah, right. Release your agenda. So, I mean, that does go with that. So it's like releasing what you feel is necessary and what's supposed to happen. Sometimes I feel like, you know, there's things that you feel like is necessary. Like, this is how I'm going to get from A to B. And this is the, you know, that rigid thought process. And I feel like there's more, and sometimes we can, through that, our intuition, you know, I feel like this is more not for you, Yvonne, but more for your sister. It's like just knowing that sometimes she can get in a rigid thought process. things have to go a certain way, otherwise it's not going to work out. And I feel like it's knowing that sometimes there's roundabout ways, but we still get to the same end destination. It's just releasing the agenda of what you think should be happening. Yeah, she thinks that, not sure if this is pertaining to, oh, okay, being left alone isn't, oh, okay, it might be. But there is like when you talk about that, there is knowing that, the way everybody expects, kids to be around you, that there is like family, there's friends, there's other, avenues of connection that you've made that are, it doesn't have to be just, you could have kids and then, come to, I don't want to say, they can be jerks. No, I'm just, what I mean is like, they could be like, hi Dawn from the UK, hi Dawn Johnson. What I mean is like, you could have a fault, not every family is, cohesive and all that, but it's like you make your own. It's like it's not always the same path for everyone. So yeah, it's looking at them in a different perspective too, that way. Movement as meditation. Yeah, you reap what you sow. I've been good out there, so people look. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's that connection and that feeling of not just, like it's that quality of connection too. It's the honest, the trueness that you of the feeling of that you gave to others. That is what, as you go through life, those people that do feel the same and are there for you are gonna, it's that give and take, that scratch your back, I'll scratch yours type thing, but still it's the that meaningful connection. It says movement as meditation. I feel like just moving moving those feelings too, those things that we were told, like, there's things that we feel like our life should have had or whatever, and the feeling that it's like moving that out of, it's not just, I'm not saying reframing it, but knowing that those are stepping stones that we think is going to happen, and then it doesn't happen, and it feels like a loss or something. Like, that's not, it's like moving that past that, and through meditation, understanding that there's different parts of your life that you can only have. It's like a video game character who you can only have so many you have attributes, and you can only have like so many like notches in the areas, right? Like you can only use like 10, but you have like 5, so you only can like put 3 on here and 2 on. So it's like understanding, like, yeah, you only could do that, but it's knowing you have an abundance of other attributes, that like friends and family and stuff, that that can make up for that part. Sitting in a nursing home, asking people if they want Reiki. That's funny. Not having, it wasn't meant to be. Yeah. And your dogs are your world, and they do care for you. Okay, Dawn. Yeah, I can give you a card. So much love. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like it's sometimes it's like you knew that it wasn't in the cards and you didn't want it, but at the same time, the love that you give your dogs is like, maybe that's what you needed in this life. It's more so the unconditional. You wanted that unconditional give and take more so than the giving all of, there's a lot different feeling of giving all of this, to them, Melly's laughing at that Reiki comment. It's funny. Yeah, dogs are your kids. Yeah, I have my cats. Right, I'm gonna get a dog eventually, but I have four cats. 3 live with me right now. So yeah, you're welcome, Dawn. So let's see. Yeah, and then what I just said, the seer of nature, grounding, authenticity, abundance. No worries. Cats, yeah. Dogs are like having younger kids. Cats are like having teenagers. Dogs like to be, like the affection and want to be with you all the time, like a 2-year-old kid. And then you got cats that are like teenagers that are like, yeah, I'll come by if I want to, But yeah, like I was saying, Yvonne, the seer of nature, the grounding authenticity. You were being true to who you want to be. You weren't trying to, and which is, the best you can. And you have the abundance of other things that, you might feel like, it's just reframing that feeling of lack, and through meditation, I can move it to knowing that you do have, even, that. So yeah, you are blessed. Yeah. I'll leave the love of spirit with you, Yvonne. Your daughter, has your oldest cat? Oh, wow. Yeah. 22, the cat is? Wow. My daughter has one of my cats in her dorm room. Yeah, same love as you do your others, yeah. I have me folk. Like I like it or lump it. You like it or lump it. That's right. The way to look at it. Okay. Tanya, you're next, hon. Yeah, my daughter has one of my cats in the dorm room with her dorm apartment. So she's her what is she? The support cat. Yeah. That is your mission or purpose, right? Yeah. Feel like a hard one. Yeah, it is. You're not alone. Yeah. Pets are our fur babies. You're welcome, Yvonne. Much love to you too. Hi, Tanya. Okay. Okay, let's see. I don't know, do fairies or mermaids? I wasn't sure. We can do both. And then we'll do Dawn, and then Dawn, you'll be the last one for the day. Thank you for coming, Tanya. I hope I'm saying it right. I go Tanya. I got dyslexia. I'll like question it. Okay. Oh, no worries. You'd rather be... No worries, Melanie. No. You're not stepping. Okay. It's always good to be around everybody. You like fairies. Okay, good. It's always good to have support. All right? I'd rather be around dogs than most people. I think a lot of people feel that way too. That's when my mother-in-law, well, when I first met my mother-in-law, she wasn't my mother-in-law, but she's a very big dog person. And she her one dog that it was like her familiar named Becky, and it was a Newfoundland, not Newfoundland. It was a Bernese Mountain Dog. She has Bernese Mountain Dogs, and would not, like other people, even like bit somebody in in the butt. Nothing bad, but anyway, when I first met them in their house, Becky laid on my feet, and she knew. She's like, I know you're a good person. You're a good person when dogs like you. You can always tell, right? Me too. I love lockdown. I don't know. I like it. I like being home. I don't not one to like want to. I don't know. Anyway, I enjoy my family and my house, pets. Okay, Tanya. Lost and found. What was lost is about to be found, thanks to the Lost and Found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. And there's a nice cat in there. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, dogs do know. I feel like it's more of a coming back to some feelings that you thought were kind of gone. I feel like they've kind of come up. They've come up again recently, and I'm not saying this is a good lost or found, but sometimes they come up because they just need to be felt again. So I'm not feeling it as like an actual object. Yeah. But it's more of like you're like, I haven't felt this in a while, and I don't know why it's coming up, but it's like not really trying to, well, you said to figure it out, but more so not going into the trying to understand why it's come up, but more of it's something that just needed to be felt again, and to it just feels like, I'm not saying it's something traumatic as much, but just a feeling like, I haven't felt this way since I was, it's like, I feel like that's the sentence, and you're like, I don't know why this is, but it's like, sometimes it's not putting putting words to it. It's just allowing that feeling to come. And sometimes it's just allow it the space to feel it, and to allow it to kind of move away again. I think sometimes we do try to put more words onto things than really need be, right? I feel like there's a mother figure attached to this, though. Which I feel like that's where the emotions are coming up more. You're like, I haven't felt that way in a while. I don't know if she triggered that. This is something that was triggered in the past from your mom, and then it's come up in a different way somewhere else, and you're like, I haven't felt that way in a while. Okay, guilt somehow. I feel better. Okay, good. So I feel like it's just not allowing the well, not, when I say not allowing, I don't want to make it seem like we're pushing these feelings down. It's just it's more of just not putting judgment on it, not putting anything on it, just more of just feeling it through, and not well, not putting a story to it. Just that way you could just feel it, and it can then pass like a cloud. This is like when you do meditation, right? So I feel like it's, or the thought of meditation is to know that these are just feelings sometimes that are from past, Absorb a lot of okay. Yeah. And then you're, maybe you haven't been, it's like, I feel like there's just knowing that those aren't yours, but maybe you have been able to not take on those in a while, and that's what also, but I feel like it's just allowing them to pass. I feel like it's like, because those emotions she's feeling, she's throwing out there, and they're easy to absorb in, right? Because she doesn't want to feel them herself. She wants to give them away. So that's why, and we want to take away other people's suffering. So we kind of absorb them in, and we feel like we can make them happy in a way, by, taking on some of this, but it's more of just knowing that, it's theirs to feel. So, yeah. Um, so if you do feel that, it's like, you know, removing yourself, you know, with, in a way from the situation, so you can allow her just to be like, or making an excuse like, I gotta go to the bathroom or something. Uh, just not taking it on. Solitude. Think of being alone as meaning you are all. Think of being alone as meaning you are all alone, in a total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. Yeah, I feel like it's just knowing what emotions are yours and which are somebody else's too, and that can help be deciphered just from, you know, taking that time away. Yeah, like sometimes it's good to put up a bubble, or like, I know a lot of, um when people are having anxiety around you, you can start feeling it yourself. I mean, it's hard not to, or I'm not saying it's easy, but it's like, it can help to imagine a bubble, um having your heart chakra kind of like fill up with a, green or light or whatever, and kind of just a bubble, or sometimes people, when they're triggered, they kind of project it onto you, just kind of making, not putting, I want to say put up a mirror, but I mean, because the mirror is already there, they're projecting it onto you, but like kind of like allow that bubble to like kind of bounce off. Just sometimes it's just after being around somebody that can be very heavy, or it's not their fault, they're going through a lot, but they do use you for like being the one to hear everything, and to take a lot of their emotions in, because it's like just allowing, like, yourself, and it can be very fast, it's just going through your chakras and kind of just allowing it just to kind of, I think, go down, and whatever doesn't suit you, just even saying whatever doesn't suit me isn't for my highest good, for my own well-being. I'm gonna clear them from my chakras now, and just poof. Yeah, sometimes it's not enough. Yeah, it's hard because it means you care. It means you love people. These people you love, and and some people, it's knowing that you care, that is what's causing the bond of it too. So, but it's hard, and it also is, if you're not feeling, it's just, it's because of going through your own emotions, and knowing that, that a lot of the things that people are like getting so wrapped up in really don't matter sometimes, and it's like, and they can live their story and their own identity around that, and it's trying to understand that that's them to figure out too. I don't know. Did I pull these cards for you before? Did I use these fairy cards before? But it says, listen carefully, for there may be messages in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. I feel like, you know, this music in general can help you feel, you know, bring up that energy again. And, you know, a lot of people who have ADHD, music can help that. I'm not saying you have ADHD, but music can help, you know, just kind of something to center on, you know, if it gets too much, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Okay. I was like, I think I pulled the music one for you before. That's kind of funny. All right, Don. Yeah, let's pull one more card for Tanya, or a couple more, and I will give her the mermaids, and then we'll go to you, Don. Okay. All right. Let's see. I was like, I think I remember that one. All right. And I got mermaids. We're going all for all the fun things today. Yeah, I feel like it's just transparency, being honest, authentic, just with yourself, and genuine, present. I just, I feel like it does describe you a lot, and who you are and how you feel about yourself. I feel like it's just also just being there for yourself in ways where, you know, when you do feel like you are going down this talking to yourself, or this guilt or something, just knowing that what you are thinking about or guilty is something that's past that you can't change. So it's like centering on yourself, and putting yourself into that spot constantly is not, it's good to have reflection and to understand what you could have done, but it's then moving past that and then going on. They're your team. Fairies and mermaids are your team. But going past that and just going, okay, that happened. I understand. Now we're gonna move. You know, I've reflected on it. There's no need to keep on dwelling on it. Yeah. Good night. Oh, the animals love Reiki too, Yvonne. Oh, Dawn. Oh, that really? Your youngest daughter is not talking? She's black. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Dawn. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. You're a star too. Oh, sorry to hear that, Dawn. So Tanya, that we're just gonna say that was yeah. I just feel like, Tanya, this is just also just the journey of the soul. I just feel like it's just, you know, it's part of your journey, and your of learning how to, you know, those, like, you're there for people, and there's a capacity for that, but it's learning how to transverse it in a way that's also then gives you agency and keeps you away from that having to think of all that, you know. Bye, Melanie. Thank you for coming. Thanks for coming. It's nice to meet you. Warm regards to you too. I don't know if you were saying that because you're leaving, or you're just saying that to Yvonne, but just in case. All right, Tanya, thank you for coming, and thank you again for the donation. That was very nice of you. Very sweet. All right. But you know, I have on my YouTube, I do have meditations and stuff. I should put that more on there. Okay, you're not leaving. Didn't know if you were. But I do have meditations on there, Tanya, and stuff that do help. But yeah, it all depends on how you think too. All right, Dawn. It was not her, me. Missed her so much. Oh, I'm sorry, Dawn. So yeah, not talking, she's flashing. I feel like it's well, it's that fear of like of what has caused you not to go to her, Dawn. Yeah, Yvonne. She goes by Purple Vani. Yeah, her name's Yvonne. Yvonne, I think. Oh, well, Dawn, yeah, and tomorrow's a new day, so I'm glad you enjoyed this time. Thank you for coming. Of course. And there'll be days like that, and you just know that it's just is what it is, and and it's like, well, I would say, I know, some people don't have kids, but if you had a child and this child was having a hard day, you'd say just take a break, right? And you got to do that to yourself and not allow that inner shame and guilt of, oh, I should have been doing this. We have nothing that really needs to be done. And really. Oh, she's blocked you. Yeah. I feel like it's just as you go, sometimes people need their time. What I'm feeling is this, Dawn, is like some people need time. There might be a time she'll come, there might not be, and that can be heartbreaking to know or not know, right? I think it's just putting yourself, what I don't want to say, like, because you don't want to feel like you're, I know the feeling, you don't want to feel like you're gonna, you don't, whatever feel like as she comes to the realization of things of, maybe she'll reach out. I feel like there's just something that needs to be felt on her side and her own, like, independence. I mean, you say she was the youngest one, so it's like she needs. So I do feel like there's like needing to, then maybe there will be a coming back, but it's not. Maybe it might be because she hears something from someone else, or there's always kind of, I don't want to say planting seeds, because you want it to be authentic. You don't want it to be like, well, if you're here for, it's more of like just saying and being true to opening up to somebody that else in the family that knows and says, if you ever hear from her, and not mentioning it all the time, but maybe just once in a sit down type thing, and just saying, if you ever hear from her, can you please let her know that you own up to whatever, and you put it out there, and not allow your ego. I'm not saying ego, ego is a good thing in some ways, but you don't allow your pride to get in the way, and allow yourself to feel it. But yeah, because you're both stubborn. There's a lot of people that want to be right. They don't want to be. I mean, we don't want to be wrong, right? Yeah, experiments. There's manipulation of nature, forcing change, cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge, arrogance. So I feel like it's just knowing that, there's things that need to be done and felt like they're, when I think of experiments, I think more of like lessons. I mean, there's these things we're doing here, and it's like, this is the only way she could like change, or, and it happened through your interaction in your relationship. So I'm not saying it's, not trying to dismiss what happened in your emotions, but it's just knowing that there's just some things that needed to be like broken up. Sometimes it happens that way, and then there will be a coming back together. But it's like planting those seeds and kind of indicating, maybe it's hard to do it in front and admit to other people, and that's what needs to happen for her to like it to get to her. But it's got to happen, not like constantly, and it's got to not, it's just got to be like and then eventually that if it's brought up to, or she brings it up to that person, they'll say, I had this conversation and with, mom or Dawn, and this is what she said. And, it's like through that, it's like a melting of a wall, but it's going to happen organically. It can't be forced where you're constantly mentioning it to everybody, but because then it should be authentic, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's what I feel like authentic is the biggest word for it, but it's hard, and I'm sorry. I feel like there's a lot to say about you saying that it is your fault. I mean, like I have a similar situation with my mother, but it's like, I don't feel like there ever is going to be that point where she I would welcome talking to her again, but there is always going to be a hand out, and you have to understand that if there is a melding back together, there is going to possibly be like, it's not going to be exactly the same, as it was before. There's going to be, a transition period, and just be kind to yourself and know that, your heart was hurt too. It wasn't not, so yeah. Soul cage, rescue, escape from captivity, restriction. And I feel like that's what you feel like. You're kind of feel like, there's nothing you really can do right now, but yeah. I hope that resonates, Don. I'm sorry. It's just having the awareness that it happened, and knowing that, reframing it and trying to do what you can to make it, yeah. So, yes. An abusive one. Well, there we go. So, return of Aphrodite. I'm glad it helped. So the return of Aphrodite, temple, birth of goddess, guidance, goddess energy, treating as sacred. No, it was not too personal. I know this is public. I don't know if she watches, but yeah. But yeah, there's things, yeah. It's not, I grew up with a lot of trauma. Let's just say that. Not anymore. Time and tide, organic spells and rituals. But I mean, like, she came and said, hey, Angie, I did this. I mean, this is in the past. I'm apologetic. This shouldn't have happened. I love you and I want to have a relationship with you. I'd be like, okay, I think this, but obviously I'm going to hold her at arm's length, but people can change, but at the same time, I'm not going to like drop everything. And I mean, it's an understanding of that. So yeah. So, but I feel for you, Dawn. It's hard, knowing that, I watch things, and there would be like somebody like missing their daughter's been like missing for years, and like, I don't know where she is, and I'm thinking, my mom don't care. It's hard because she was which is hard because she has cancer. Yeah. And it's hard because, like, yeah, especially with family, because there's a lot of, like you said, she's got cancer, but at the same time, there's like knowing that person has, even if they're sick, that person hasn't changed, and they're going to be the same. It's like, I lost her. I never had yeah, Anyway, time and tide. Yeah, but I had to pull my energy away from her because she has only talk about her and her feelings cannot listen to mine. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you can only put up a curtain of Oz for it's like putting up the curtain in front of the Wizard of Oz, and making him into something that he's not. It's like you can only do that so long until the curtain's pulled, and then you go, I can't deny what this really is. And then she felt that pull away, and then, yeah. But and then just ended it herself, which is fine. But yeah, you have to bring up this stuff in order to work through it, because she seems, but it's because she's looking at it as you doing it to her. But at the same time, you're saying, hey, I'm me, and I want you to feel my feelings too, which I guess that's horrible, right? I mean, that's what she's indicating, but that's not how life is. It's like, but yeah. Time and tide. I think it's just things come and go, and then they come back, Oceanic spells and rituals. I feel like it's just like tide, it can change. Tides can change, right? So can what's happening now. All right, Dawn. Yeah. See, anything I feel can only stay on surface level. Yeah. And that's not, I feel like that's, well, you're a Scorpio. So it's like, that's one of those things about, well, especially Pisces too. I can't be fake. I just cannot. It just, I mean, I can try, I just don't. It just is too much. It's like, why? Why are we doing this? What is the reasoning? Why are we lying about this? And I think that's, yeah. Well, let me see. I was gonna, I had a closing written, but I don't know where it went. So, do believe that Darcy's ties in the world will never. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, I don't know if they. I mean, that's the thing, is like, if it does happen, it's really meant to. It's impossible. Like, eventually, for instance, my husband had mentioned like something, like he made a comment, and then I'll keep on bringing it up until we finally talk about it. Like, he mentioned something. He said like, "Oh, aren't you the homemaker?" And it like hit a string with me, because I was a stay-home mom, and then I'm not now. I'm doing this, and I'm trying to build a business, or just be online and help people. So it kind of like hit a string with me. So I kept on like mentioning it here and there, and I and then you're a low key stuff. It's fine. Go ahead. I do feel like I then kept on saying to him, like I would say, well, it's because I'm the homemaker, not in a mean way, but, and then he's like, and then my husband and I are very much into like, he'd say, well, I know this has been bothering you because you keep on mentioning it like here and there. And I'm like, yeah, but that's because I cannot. And like, once something, like, it will, yeah. Oh, well, thank you, Melanie. I do resonate with you too. Thank you for, think your vibe too. Okay, I got a quick thing I was gonna mention. I don't know if you're here for the beginning, but I do opening up, and then I have a closing. So usually I forget about the closing, but I'm gonna remember it this time because I've been on for a while. Let's see. I gotta find it. Well, thank you. That's nice of you. I just try to be true to who I am. Obviously, I got all my collectibles behind me, but So I usually do this closing, opening, and then I do a closing. So before I wrote this thing. So before we close, because I can't form sentences. I really can't. I can. I mean, spirit does help with it, but sometimes it's just. So before we close, let's just take a moment to come back to ourselves and notice your breath again, and no need to change it. Well, I just want to say, Dawn, me and Melanie weren't indicating any of that with you. You have your own situation with your daughter. We're talking about our own things that we, you know, with our own mothers. But there can be, but it's knowing that you are putting yourself out there and trying to reach out, and it's hard because you can't, and I want to, that it can be feel very helpless and hopeless, but there will be a time where hopefully I do feel like there is a time that she will come. There will be a understanding or something. And I mean, even maybe not, I hope it's in this life, but I feel like even in later on, there's going to be understanding of we all get that understanding even in the afterlife of what, because we all have our own perceptions and things of happening. We have our own understanding of, of things that we couldn't really ever fathom or understand while we're here. So, yeah. And we just, oh, no worries, Melody. whatever you want to do, it's no big deal. Time. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dawn. But yeah, I don't think I think Dawn knows. It's just, I just felt like, as I was about to close, wanted to say that to her, just so she knows, just in case. I didn't want to, I feel like, when she understood that the reading was over, we were talking about something else. So, okay. So before we close, let's just take a moment to come back to ourselves. Notice your breath again. No need to change it. Notice where you're sitting while you're supported. If anything came through tonight, a message, a feeling, a memory, you don't have to understand it all right now. Let it land where it needs to. Something soften over time. And you may notice that something feels a little lighter, or maybe just quieter. And if nothing shifted yet, that's okay too. Awareness is still movement. So if there's one thing to take with you, let it be this. You were never meant to carry everything alone. Thank you for sharing this space with me and with Spirit, and wander gently tonight. And I'll be waiting in Wonderland for the next time. So, all right. Well, thank you everyone for coming, and thank you new people, Melanie and Tanya. I've seen on other things, and Dawn was new. So thank you, and I'll see you again at 6, or I'm on again on Tuesday on 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Twitch and TikTok, and then or I'm on all the platforms at 5 o'clock on Tuesday p.m. Eastern. So yeah, there you go. Rambler's Merit. Yes, those were good. You're rambling through life. I feel and know it's perfectly just fine. That's right. It is, because people understand. They feel it too. All right, guys. All right, love you guys. I'll see you guys again soon. All right.